Hello, my name is Megan Pavic, and I am the Communications Coordinator for the City of Falcon Heights. The city has received multiple emails and phone calls from concerned residents of Falcon Heights and the surrounding community. We would like to take this opportunity to share all of the information we have on law enforcement services through Ramsey County. I am joined here with Mayor Gustafson to ask him questions on law enforcement and what the future holds for Falcon Heights. Residents have asked for clarification about our policing, law enforcement contract situation for next year. What is our situation as we head into 2022?
Well, as has been for the 70 years that Falcon Heights has been a city, we've contracted with other entities for our police services, and providers have changed from time to time. And next year we will have the, as we have had for the past 4 years, we'll have the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office providing our patrol services, answering 911 calls, investigating crimes, and providing all of the other law services involved with public safety. The anticipated cost will be slightly less in 2022 than it was in 2021. And that's what we budgeted for based on information provided by the county. So basically, we'll be continuing what we're doing now.
Thank you. During the past 14 months, there's been quite a bit of council conversation regarding our policing contract, including costs and possible providers. Can you summarize those issues to help the average resident understand the situation faced by the council this past year?
Well, it started in September of 2020 when Sheriff Fletcher met with the council for the first time since he took over command of the sheriff's office in January of 2019. And after he finished talking about the past 2 years of what's been going on, he announced that he thought that Falcon Heights, due to our geographic location in relation to the other 6 contract cities that Sheriff's Office provides services to, and officer safety involved, that we would need to have more officers inside of our city going forward, after this contract ended, going forward. And that he anticipated that our annual costs would increase by about $350,000 a year going forward. He knew that we needed to provide 9 months notice on a cancellation on the contract. So he gave us 6 months notice to try to work out things. That set into motion a lot of effort because he also suggested that we may want to have a different city provide our police services instead of the county. So we talked to our neighbors, Roseville, St. Anthony, Roseville, and other entities to see about who was of interest. St. Paul indicated an interest to work with us to maybe partner on a law enforcement contract and provide some services. So we then the council directed staff to be able to work out, and so did theirs, work out administratively how that would work out, how we could get our expected services and at what cost they would be and what was all going to be needed. So we did that, and we met the April 1, 2021 deadline of notifying the county per the contract that we would be either canceling the contract. We may be canceling the contract. However, we left open the option to renew the contract or enter into a different agreement with them per the contract language. So we did that, and then we moved forward trying to figure out what's going on. In mid-May or thereabouts, we learned that the sheriff's office had been asked by the state fair to provide security and law enforcement services for the state fair operations and for the fairgrounds. So that then meant that there were now, and the county agreed to provide that through the state fair and through the end of the year. And that meant that there were now Ramsey County officers inside of our city, even though the fairgrounds operations are totally separate from ours. But that meant that deputies were close by. It solved the officer safety backup issues that the sheriff was. So then during the summer, the sheriff's office came to the city and said, hey, would you like to renew the contract again? We won't have this huge additional cost. And in fact, we've looked at the numbers and we can provide service for about the same cost as what's going on even counted those inflationary aspects, will be like 30 grand under what we did for that year. So he said, okay, that looks good. So we signed up for another year with the sheriff, and it's a 1-year deal. So we knew going forward that we're going to face that April 1 deadline once again to notify them on what we're going to do. So we're going to continue those conversations on what we're doing with police services, what our needs are, what our expectations, and what partnerships we can make. So that's the stage of where we're at today.
Thank you. On Monday, the State Fair announced that they were reinstating their police department at the direction of the Ramsey County Board. How will this impact Falcon Heights and our policing contract situation?
That's a good question. We asked ourselves the same thing because we learned about this decision on Monday afternoon via news alert, just like everybody, all the council members, city staff, and everyone involved. And then we read about it in the Tuesday paper. And then on the Wednesday paper, we see the reactions from the sheriffs to that. And so this situation is where it's at, what its implications are. We're asking those exact same questions. Right now, it appears to be in a he said, she said situation. I'm certain it's going to work out. We're going to be asking those questions because when we made our budget decisions, which had to be made in September, we had been hearing from the county that they were going to continue the arrangements with the state fair, hence the deal that they would make with us. And so we're going to see how that worked. Mid-November, all of the contract cities were starting to get together to encourage the sheriff's office to continue with the state fair because we had heard that the state fair had wanted to go about. So we've been kind of blindsided by that one. But what it will mean is that we will be discovering what's going on. We're going to get that information. We'll be discussing it in our public hearings. We'll be talking about it in our newsletters, things like that. Our small city doesn't often make the daily newspapers, so people will have to be paying attention to what's going on with that. But we will be trying to find the answer to that question, and we'll be working on it in the coming months, so that we can make our decision by April 1, because it will affect us. That's basically it.
Mayor Gustafson, thank you for sitting down with me today to provide an update on law enforcement services with Ramsey County and what the future may hold for 2022. If the audience has any questions or comments, please direct them to our city administrator, Sac Thongvong, at sac.thongvong@falconheights.org or by phone at 651-792-7611.
Thanks.